What's going on, champs and champettes? My name's FireMonkey and welcome to another YouTube video. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about how Microsoft is actually trying to combat other stores on the PC platform, such as the Epic Games Store and Steam. So let's simply put, just start talking about it by mentioning what Microsoft is doing. So Microsoft is going to be reducing its cut that it takes from developers all the way from 30% down to 12%, meaning developers will actually earn more money from their game if you buy it from the Microsoft Store as opposed to somewhere such as the Steam Store. Now, as of right now, the Steam Store takes a 30% cut, and then after your game makes $10 million in sales, they only take 25%. Once it makes $50 million, you only get 20% taken out of your paycheck. But Microsoft's just like, no matter what happens with your game, it's going to get 12% taken out of it from us, and you get to keep the rest of it, the other 88%. Now, this exact business model and this exact cut is currently active on the Epic Games Store, so I feel this is more a jab at the Epic Games Store to be like, hey buddy, we can still compete with you even if Steam's not trying because they're already bigger and they don't really care that much. But an official statement from Matt Booty, the head of Xbox Game Studios at Microsoft, stated the following: "Game developers are at the heart of bringing great games to our players, and we want them to find success on our platforms. A clear, no-strings-attached revenue share means developers can bring more games to more players and find greater commercial success from doing so." And while this is a great statement, it does bring up an actual interesting flag here. Matt Booty is the head of the Xbox Game Studios at Microsoft. However, the actual 12% revenue cut instead of 30% is only active on the PC Microsoft Store. The actual Xbox Store still takes a 30% cut, but I feel that if Microsoft was to actually take the actual jab at the Xbox Store and go from a 30% revenue cut all the way down to a 12% revenue cut, we could be seeing other companies such as Sony or Nintendo starting to change their revenue cuts downwards as well. Now, obviously, I'm not an expert on what Sony and Nintendo's revenue cuts are, or even if Nintendo has one, but I assume that they still take some form of revenue, and Xbox and Microsoft themselves could change that by simply cutting down the revenue over on the Xbox Game Store. Now, with this actual revenue percentage cut taken all the way down to 12%, there is some good news for developers out there. Booty is promising just that in a few months we will be seeing improved install reliability and faster download speeds on the Microsoft Store, as well as they're working to overhaul the store even more so that developers will be able to submit any Windows application to the store, including browsers like Chrome or Firefox. So these would just be super interesting to see, especially if you go to the Microsoft Store, you just type in Chrome and then you just install it using Microsoft's own software and just decide, oh hey, we're gonna mess with them by installing something that's not on Microsoft Edge through the Microsoft Store itself, just to be a little bit extra likely to buy your games from on PC. Now, obviously, if you don't have a PC and you usually play console games, you may not be able to give a good answer to this. However, for the PC players out there, where do you prefer buying your games? Do you prefer the Steam Store, the Microsoft Store, Amazon? Let me know in the comments down below. Personally, I prefer Steam. Now, I do use Epic Games' launcher to pick up any free games they have, but overall, I kind of just enjoy Steam more. They have more features, and it seems more polished, as the Epic Games Store still doesn't even have a checkout cart, even though that's been on their plan of things to do for like 2 years now. But with that said, my name's FireMonkey, and I hope you enjoyed today's video. If it was informative and helped you learn something new, consider subscribing with post notifications enabled. I talk about tons of random stuff, just whatever I feel like talking about. Tomorrow we're going to be talking about Valorant and something very interesting they're doing, so I will see you champs and champettes tomorrow with another video. Like, comment, subscribe, and I am out. Peace!